What's going on, y'all? I'm about to do this quick little video. Hopefully, you guys will try to watch it before you go crazy about the title. But I feel like telling people to stay home is inaccurate. It is inaccurate and it is unreasonable. And they need to start augmenting that. They need to augment that statement because it's bullshit. Now, I'm in total agreement with social distancing. I'm about to do this while I'm eating eggs in this. So y'all have to bear with me. I agree with social distancing. I don't think that people should be in groups and within dense groups. Whoever you're hanging with, keep your circle small. We going into our second month of this bullshit. But yet and still, we still need to take precautions. But what the hell do they mean by stay in, stay home? Like stay in the house, like I can't go out at all? Like I gotta stay locked inside my house unless I'm a essential worker, which is what I am. So does being an essential worker give me some type of immunity? No. I mean, it limits the spreading of the disease. But the stay home hashtag is some bullshit. I'm pretty dog. That dog look like a bear. I mean, you can as far as joining in like groups, when it's a whole bunch of people and giving it the opportunity to quote unquote spread, I'm totally against that. But to stay the fuck home, like you can't walk around a block, you can't basically just get some fresh air and take in nature and get the necessary like vitamin D, which actually from the sun, which actually helps your immune system. They want you to stay inside. You need these elements. You need the fresh air. You need to get out of the stale air of your home. The main thing is it's like not going to any functions on any big groups. That makes more sense. Instead of telling people stay the fuck home, it should be a new hashtag like keep your circle tight. Keep your gathering small, but I guess it's just too long. You know what I'm saying? That hashtag ain't catching. I feel like anybody like with any kind of common sense at this point, as long as we've been dealing with this shit, knows not to go against around big groups of people. Even when I'm out here doing this shopping, if I see everybody clustered in one aisle, then I avoid that aisle. I try to avoid large groups of motherfuckers as much as it's humanly possible, but I'm not sitting on $1 million or, you know what I mean? I'm not sitting on 2-3 years worth of salary where I could just stay inside the crib, and I just think it's impractical. It's unreasonable. It makes no sense. Like you said, governor tells us to go for a walk, run every day, but stay in your hood and stay. Yeah, well, I mean, the 6 feet and the social distancing, that makes sense. Like I said, I'm for that. But just to say stay home, if the shit sounds illogical and you're not giving like any specific reason, or if it seems unreasonable, then people are going to naturally go against it and not do it. You know what I mean? So that, man, this staying home shit is some bullshit. I'm about to go out. Matter of fact, we about to have this barbecue. You understand them? They just need to be specific, man. Fuck the staying home shit. I do agree to stay within your town, to stay within your area, because that's the whole concept of quarantine, is keeping something to contain. This is my other question though. They say it lasts in your body for 14 days, man. it has to come to a point where the strongest people that's going to survive from this shit is not going to die. And the people that are going to pass away, they're going to pass away. Like, this shit can't last forever. Like, logically, that it doesn't make sense. Like, say if I'm a carrier, but I have no symptoms, and it doesn't affect my body at all, that's like any virus or bacteria in your body that you're resistant to. Fuck it, you just living with this shit. What do they say? Like, I think every human being on Earth has some type of HPV, human papillomavirus, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or some type of herpes or whatever. Every human being on Earth has that shit. You know what I mean? It just motherfuckers have flare-ups. You know what I mean? Like more often than others. But you just live with this shit. But like there's like a logical fallacy with this disease, because they say once you're infected, you know, it takes about 14 days and then it dies off. And two things either happen. Either A, you recover, or B, you die. And 98% of the people that contract this shit live on. So my thing is, and then it's pretty much been in the United States for almost 3 months, right? So the shit should be dying off according to them, according to their mathematics, unless their mathematics is inaccurate. You know, it's not making no sense. But you know, we gonna give this a few more weeks. I'm making fucking spectacular money doing Instacart. The fam is healthy. You know, I haven't heard anything on my end as far as my family, and that we're all relatively young. My mother had me at a real young age, so we're all relatively young and relatively healthy. And my heart goes out to those who've lost loved ones or anything like that. But you always have to keep things in perspective that if you're going through something bad, you're not the only person that's going through something, and this is something that we are dealing with as humanity, not just as an individual. You know, we can't be selfish when it comes to, like, as far as how we think about the situation or whatever it is that we're going through. I mean, we can. You could be whatever the hell you want to be. But, you know, I'm just trying to give y'all a more objective way to look at this, even if you are going through some type of tragedy. You know? But this whole staying home shit, that shit is, y'all need to stop sharing that stupid ass fucking hashtag, man. Y'all need to stop sharing that dumb hashtag, because you can still go out, you can still get fresh air. You need vitamin D to help your immune system. And just stay away from the large groups. They say, like, some argue it's airborne. It's not fucking airborne, man. If it was airborne, this shit would be way more panic out here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it would be way more sick cases and way more motherfuckers dying, man. Even like the 2% of the people that are suffering from this shit is being publicized so fucking much. If this shit was really airborne, way more people would be suffering from this shit. You understand what I'm saying? And it'd be way more publicity about it. And there's already a whole bunch of fucking publicity about the shit already. And a relatively small number of people is being negatively affected by it. Let's keep this shit real. But I don't co-sign the hashtag stay at home, though. I don't co-sign that shit. Go out, get some sun rays, get your vitamin D built up, get some fucking fresh air. But only, you know, avoid the groups. As far as shopping, if you got a family of fucking 15, only one person should be going up and shopping. You don't need to bring your 7 kids with you shopping. Out of all them fucking kids, you got one kid that's the oldest that can watch the rest of them dirty nose motherfuckers, or take the baby. You know what I mean? Take the baby with you, and that's about it. But you don't need to be out here if you don't necessarily have to be out here. But the whole stay in the house, that's stupid to me. They're gonna deprive you of one of the fucking most necessary elements and nutrients you need, the sun. Just saying stay inside, but not give you no logical basis. They're making it seem like, you know, that whole stay inside shit, they're trying to co-sign that it's probably airborne. You know? And then the thing is, even if it's airborne, what the fuck does that staying inside do to you? Unless you live in some type of like airtight bunker that can effectively block out all the elements, you know what I mean? You have some type of like artificial oxygen tank, like giving you pure oxygen from some like machine that perfectly filtrates out all the elements, man. If this shit is airborne and floating around the air, it don't matter if you fucking stay in or stay out. This shit is everywhere, man. I'm a big advocate of this shit. The strongest thing that's going to protect you from this is your immune system. Keeping your immune system strong, man. I'm doing things that I haven't done in a while. You know, I used to take my vitamins I remember one time I had a Facebook post and I had all my vitamins laid out, and I said, this look like an AIDS cocktail. You know what I'm saying? And people really thought I had AIDS. That shit was funny. But I haven't really been taking my vitamins like I used to. But now I'm about to get back. I'm taking more vitamins. I take 2 vitamin C pills, two vitamin C gummies a day. I take 3 apple cider vinegar gummies. They're delicious, and that's good for your digestion. Vitamin C is good for your immunity. And then I take a B12. I take 2 B. I'll show you what I take right here. I was gonna bring it in the house and I forgot. I brought it in the house and I brought it back up. But I have to take these right now. And I take this vitamin B12, and it supports metabolism of fats and proteins. You know, and it gives you energy. You understand what I'm saying? So take your vitamins, take the necessary precautions, avoid big groups. You still don't want to risk that game. You know, try to avoid your elderly friends who are more susceptible to not just this virus, but just to disease anyway. So, you know, try to avoid them if you have to, until like the government says it's okay. And that's another thing, you know, how much we really trust the government. So we just gonna go back outside and be okay and go back to business when the government says it's okay. They say it's bad, we believe them. They say it's okay, we believe them. But there's so much conflicting information. What the fuck do you believe? The only thing you can pretty much go on is yourself and how you've been faring. You know, how your family's been faring. Some people have had family members that passed away, and some haven't. But I would even argue those that have had family members that passed away, right, in this situation, even though it very much so hurts, and I understand that. But that's one family member out of how many people in your family? That's one family member. And then nobody talks about the underlying health conditions. Nobody talks about the age. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the things that they said from the beginning. People that were older with underlying health conditions, they would have more trouble. Give me 1 second. My bad. They were saying people that were older, eating this B12 right now is banging. It tastes like candy, but you got to just eat 2. 2 a day. It's tempting to eat more. But they don't talk about the underlying health conditions. They don't talk about if they were struggling with diabetes or heart disease or cancer. They don't say nothing. And then all these studies, all these reports are coming out that people are dying of different things, and they just putting everything on COVID-19 because it's creating fear. And then I saw this other video where they're showing pictures of people in the hospital beds, and if you zoom in, the people in the hospital bed were dummies. Now, this is something that I saw. I don't know how true it is. You guys would have to look that up for yourself. But they've been putting dummies in beds. The whole infant that passed away from, they said it was related to COVID-19. It turns out the infant was suffocated, but happened to have it. But the infant was suffocated in Connecticut. But Ned Lamont made it seem like the child passed from COVID-19 because he was trying to get some more government funding. And then, let's say that the baby did pass from 19. It's really, really fucked up, right? It's horrible. Of course it is. But that's one child out of billions of children, right? One child out of billions. So we're supposed to stop the whole world get funded because one child passed away over billions of children. I mean, we could talk about abortion and Planned Parenthood, but I don't even want to get into that discussion of choice or pro-choice or pro-life. I'm not even going to get into that, but that's a whole another discussion of how people could be, up in arms about one child passing away, right? But then people willfully let other children pass away, like late-term abortions. You know what I mean? But that's like, I'm not even going to get into that. But this whole stop sharing that stupid ass hashtag. Just why don't we share this hashtag common sense? Why don't we share that? Have common sense. Just have common sense about this situation. I'm not wearing a fucking mask. I stay with my hand sanitizer. Every grocery store that I go in, they sanitize the cart for you. And I don't be in nobody's face. That's it. I'm not wearing no fucking mask. I'm not wearing no mask. I'm not wearing no gloves. I'm gonna just stay out of people's face. I'm gonna go out here and get this money and help people out, delivering shit, beating up my car, delivering shit to folks. And that hashtag stay at home is dumb. It's stupid. Because if you go outside, you're not home. You know what I mean? If you're taking in the sun. Just avoid the big groups and get more creative. I got to start getting more creative too. Well, this is one way I'm creative by doing these lives or whatever. But get more creative. Whether you want to read or listen to some albums you never heard before. If you always hear that the Beatles was the greatest rock band of all time, then fucking listen to their whole damn anthology. I've never watched The Godfather. I need to sit down and just watch The Godfather. We got nothing but time right now. There's a whole bunch of shit that you can do to get caught up in the world in general and just be in the know as far as what's going on. Yeah, I do Instacart, Freya. It's a delivery service, you know, so people put their orders online. I check my phone, I select the order, I go to the store, I pick the shit up, I drop the shit off at people. I drop the stuff off at the folks' house, and then 30 minutes later I got money in my bank account. You know what I mean? And I don't even push it hard. As you can see, I started like 11:45, even though I was doing laundry this morning. But I don't even push it, and I make like $1,000 a week doing this shit. You know, but you got to do your own taxes and everything. So if you take out the taxes and everything, I probably make like $750 a week after taxes, which still ain't bad for just picking up some groceries and dropping them off at home, man. It's not bad at all, you know. But that's pretty much the only industries that's open right now, as far as that I know of. I mean, unless you work for the cable company or something like that. Is just groceries, whether you're delivering it or whether you're working at the cash register or whether you're stocking it. If you don't got no job, just like the great comedian Coco Joey Diaz said, you want to get yourself, go to the supermarket, get a job there, hiring people. Hands over fist, you cocksucker. You need to go down to Stop and Shop and get a job to take care of your fucking family. Well, he didn't say it like that. And I'm probably doing a horrible impersonation of Joey Diaz, but that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a time. We don't got to rely on that $1,200 fucking stimulus. I mean, I'm going to take it once they give it to me. If I get it, I'm definitely going to take it. But I made that $1,200 about 3-4 times over since I've been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Still healthy. Yes, I got congestion because I got allergies around this time of year. No flu, no fever. I got the bubble guts because I took all these fucking different vitamins and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? No flu, no fever. I still got my sense of taste. I still got my sense of smell. I don't got no body aches. And my mother's healthy. I live with the mom. She's healthy at home too. I mean, my brother's healthy. I'm sorry, my aunts, they are healthy. Like, I don't know, man. But this whole stay in the house, that's just bullshit, yo. Stay home. What the fuck is that going to accomplish, man? You need the sun. The sun is one of the most important things that you need. Even if you got to get in your backyard and get that energy, man. Just don't have parties and have groups. But this is my thing too, though. Like, it should come a point in time when you think, it should come a point in time where if a whole bunch of people ain't sick test negative, shouldn't they be allowed to just go through society and do what they got to do? If they all test, if like 1 million motherfuckers test negative and 1 million motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, got no symptoms and tested negative or whatever, why should they still have to stay home? It should be, to me, like the sickly, the elderly, the people that have obviously tested positive, and the people that are suffering, they should be the ones that's quarantined, and the healthy ones that should be the ones that help propagate society. You know what I'm saying? As far as soldiers. No, like, hey, Reynard, man, you're not listening to me, man. I'm not saying you haven't listened to the whole video. That's why I say watch the video. Well, it's kind of hard to watch this until I stop it, so you can go back. I'm saying, of course, don't go into big groups. Of course, don't be around a whole bunch of people. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, don't put somebody or people in a probability in a position where they could possibly catch it. But you still got to go out. You still got to get sunlight. I'm just saying, don't be around people. That's all I'm saying. But the whole just stay home and stay inside the house, it just doesn't seem practical. I know about 4-5 people that said died. Yeah. So you say they're not telling people to stay inside, they tell them to close your, yeah. No, I understand that, but when you look at the hashtag just stay at home, I'm clarifying it. See, this is the point of this video. It doesn't mean stay inside the house. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like it's more accurate to say stay away from groups or just social distancing. That's to me, that's good enough. But just stay at home, it's not clear. It's not clear enough. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You said, when you said something about the whole dummies being in the hospital thing, my friend told me something like that, and she actually saw live, and they showed the hospital beds empty, and she thought it was strange. Exactly. And it's the thing, when you just quote unquote staying at home and not going nowhere, pretty much the only information that you have is what people are telling you. Like, I'm literally in the front lines, right? I'm in these stores every single day. I have not missed one day of shopping since this shit popped off, right? I'm not seeing people walking. I mean, a lot of people walking around with masks in these stores and stuff, but I'm not seeing people coughing and sick and all that. You know what I mean? People just going out and doing what they got to do. You know? Definitely people are going through it, you know? Definitely people are going through it. But this is the thing, because we have social media, it's easy to promote. Like I said, only 2% of the people are suffering from this shit. And most of the people that got this shit not suffering from it, they just have it. Like, damn, I don't got no condition. I don't got no symptoms. This don't make no sense. How you gonna have a disease with no symptoms that's not hurting you? Yeah, because that means you're a carrier. You can affect other people. So you let the 2 weeks go by, and then you got to get tested again. And it's like the commonality between both of those situations is you didn't have symptoms when you was diagnosed, and you still don't got no symptoms when the shit going away. So it's like most of us gonna be all right. It's just a small few, and the fact that we got social media. And I'm kind of against promoting, like, if like somebody going through it, I'm kind of against promoting that, you know, people that's going through it. I'm kind of against that, man. Like, I get it. You want to say, you know, this is serious, and what have you. But I don't know if I fully agree with just promoting like people to have it. If your family going through it, rest in peace or whatever. Because again, we're focusing 100% of 100% of the situation on the 2% or on the 2% of the people that test positive that suffer, but nobody talks about the other 98% that are beating this shit. You know what I'm saying? Something that could collectively bring up the consciousness of humanity so people actually feel good. And when you feel good and when you feel more confident about a situation, that gives you the more of the ability to fight off disease. But if the only thing you're talking about is death, my people dying, death dying, we're going to die, death dying, we're going to die, death dying, we're going to die. That shit pulls your fucking mentality down. Then you feel worse. Then you starting to feel sick. Then you contract some shit. Then the people around you starting to feel sick and everybody feels bad. And it's like a negative domino effect. Definitely pay homage to people that are suffering and people that are past. Definitely. But we also I feel like we got to talk about the people that surviving this shit too, man. We as individuals, you can't just only blame the media on this shit. We as individuals have to talk about this shit too. We got to talk about the people that surviving it too. We can't just only focus on the 2%. Why is the 2% the only thing that we focus on? That's my question. Why do we only focus? Yes, it's fucked up. It's fucking war. This is what happens in war. When there's a war, there's casualties of war. You understand what I'm saying? But when the soldiers or you know, the different platoons and stuff like that are going through their war, they don't only talk about the losses, especially if they dominate in the war, especially if they're winning the war. You know, you got 1,000 people in a platoon, right? 1,000 people out of 1,020, which is 2%. 20 people are really, really injured or pass away. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to hold our memorials and feel bad for the 20%, but we also going to feel encouraged that 980 soldiers are still alive. Well, we're in war, so we only talk about the casualties, but we don't have the like the happy, like the uplifting trumpet to go on battle. We only think about that's horrible. But we only think about the sad trumpet, but we never talk about the abundance of happy, victorious trumpets. We only talk about the sad trumpets. Come on, man. I just can't. I can't co-sign that shit, man. I can't, yo. I can't, or only focus on it. I can't. You know why? Because when I look at the negativity and I start going through my timeline and looking at not all the people out of my 5,000 friends, I think Reynard, you're like the 6th or 7th. You're like the 6th or 7th person that told me it was going through some shit out of 5,000 friends on my friends list. You know what I mean? The 4,993 still far outweigh the 7 that's going through it. And my heart goes out to the 7, but I still got to focus on the 4,993. I can't. So I'm supposed to ignore all the people that's doing good and feel like I have to ignore all that encouragement and only focus on the 2%. Definitely pay attention to it. definitely pay attention to it, but to keep promoting it constantly and thinking that that's the narrative of what's going on, it's just a lie. It's a lie, man. Definitely some people going through it. Definitely some people going through it, but the most of us aren't, man. And we got to keep this positive energy, these sun rays, giving specific information as to what we should do during these times, and not just saying some blanket shit like just stay home. You know, it's motherfuckers wearing masks, right? Wearing masks, and they get in the car and they put, you see what this right here is? They get in the car, my bad. They get in the car and then they hang their mask on this shit right here, on the rear view mirror. He said that the thing is, what happens, I deal with it. If I become a part of 2%, I just deal with it. That's the only thing you could do is deal with it. That's like saying what happens. You know, first of all, I feel like, this is my own personal theory, I feel like we all going through it, but I deal with it, but I'm not going to constantly promote it. I'm not going to constantly promote it and lament on it and constantly talk about the negativity. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, so somebody in my family suffers from it. That's horrible, right? But a lot of my family, but if a family member survived, I'm not supposed to talk about it because one suffered from it? Come on, man. If you go through some shit, like, we adults, I'm over 40 years old. If I'm going through some shit, I've been through some fucked up shit in life. You know, you just deal with it. You hope you don't go through it, but you deal with it. But you can't just how is only focusing on the negativity going to help anything at all? Period. I say this, and I'm gonna leave over this because I got to get here and do this in this order. Yo. I've never heard of a depressed cancer survivor. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of somebody surviving cancer because they was depressed. I think, Geneve, I think we all in contact with this shit. I think we've all come in contact, but most of us are resistant to it. I think we're all in contact with this shit, but most of us are resistant to it. Real talk, but let me say this again. I've never heard of a depressed cancer survivor. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of somebody beat cancer because they was depressed. If you're going through any type of like tribulation in your life, man, the first thing you could do to defend yourself against that situation is to have as positive a mentality as you can. Now, easier said than done, obviously, but you still got to talk yourself into it until the shit happens. You know how many times, like, even way before the shit popped off from various situations where I was sick or I felt suicidal or etc. You know what I'm saying? Once, when I went to trucking school, I wasn't a morning person, so I had to meditate and figure out how to be a morning person, man. The brain, man, we program ourselves. The media, the universe, everything else is programming us. So if everything else can program us with the information that they put inside of our heads, we can program ourselves too by what we put in our head. And if you only thinking death, I'm going to fail, I'm going to die, we done. Death, I'm going to fail, we going to die, we done. That's what's going to be your reality. That's what's going to be reality. So the government, the media, they all programming, they're throwing programming at us, but we can turn shit off. We can change the channel. We can change the narrative. We can change the things we speak about. Hell, even if somebody close to you pass away, you know, give your condolences, but don't share some shit every single day and be like, yo, y'all need to take this shit serious before it happened to you. Like, it's almost like people be saying that shit, wanting it to happen to other people. Karma. One dude literally said, because I try to have a positive attitude. I talked about this in another video, but I won't go too long about it. Oh, you better, karma gonna get at you because you're not taking this shit serious. So what? Karma gonna make me die, get sick, and make my family members get sick because I'm trying to be mentally strong and positive through this situation? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. That motherfucker got blocked immediately. Get the fuck out of my life, motherfucker. If you don't like me just trying to be positive and trying to fight against this war and trying to have more of a resilient attitude towards this shit, then get off my friends list, man. Bounce. You can leave, man. You can leave, man. I was saving 95% of the battle was mental, man. You know? But that's all I had to say. I got to get here in the shop. If I can think of something else, once I get out of this store, I will think of it. Yeah, you could die from motherfucker. Yo, hey, Geneve, this the wild shit. Motherfuckers, I see mad hood niggas and shit with the mask, the COVID mask, all scared and shit. These same niggas who fuck a bitch raw dog that they met the same night, and not even think about it. And fuck multiple bitches raw dog within that same night. And wear no condom. But now all of a sudden you scared of this shit? Why are people reacting this way? Because the government told them to. You understand what I'm saying? I'll break some down like this. Like everybody's like they're sharing, oh, I'm going through COVID or somebody else is going through COVID, right? What if everybody shared every time they contracted an STD? And if everybody talking, yeah, I got chlamydia, I got HIV, I got this. What if everybody was as honest about their STD results and shared that shit on social media as much as they're sharing about people suffering, the 2% that's suffering from COVID? You know what I'm saying? Way more motherfuckers would be practicing safe sex. It's social media, it's programming. If the government puts this shit about HIV and if people were forthcoming about their STD results and they shared this shit, or they shared whatever their family members caught STDs, because essentially you're sharing your family member's business when you share that your family going through that shit. Come on, man. The Trojan industry would fucking go out of business, goddamn. They would buy up all the shit. Come on now. People be scared to fuck, exactly. But we're doing what we do because people are telling us what to do. Obviously, you take precautions. Obviously, don't go in groups, but yo, go outside, get some fresh air, take a walk, and just stay away from people. That's all you can do. If this shit was super, super, super duper hyper contagious, where you really literally had to stay locked in your house, man, motherfuckers would have gas masks and shit, like it'll be tanks rolling in the streets. Come on now. Keep this shit real. This shit is bullshit. And like the more I think about it, they say, yo, if they want the majority of people to stay in the house, like at night, they're probably doing something that they're probably doing something that they don't want the majority of the majority of us to see. Which is a possibility. I give that a possibility, but I have not done enough research to really expound on that. I'm just expounding on common sense, man. And I think it starts with the individual. If you want to survive this shit and go through this shit, keep your immune system strong. Take your B12. Take your vitamin C. Your B12, vitamin C. Apple cider vinegar. Drink a lot of water. Keep them fluids going. You understand what I'm saying? Try to reduce your fast food. And like you can have your fast food every now and again. Don't eat every day. Try to eat fruits. I got my little pear. I love pears. That's my fruit. I eat this shit every day. Exercise. Have a positive mind state. Listen to music. Work on your art. Work on your creativity. You dig what I'm saying? And share positive stories. Don't only talk about the negative. Pay homage to the 2%, but let's start promoting the 98%. So collectively, if we all have a better mentality, that actually improves the health of everyone if everybody is feeling good. You notice how when it's raining outside, the whole mood is like down. Like people tend to be down because there's no sun. It's depressing. You understand what I'm saying? Soon as that sun clears out, everybody's saying, oh my God, it's so nice outside. It's collectively. It's a collective of people going outside, going to the parks and talking about it on Facebook and stuff like that. Because the sun is giving us that necessary energy and light that we need to feel good. Now this whole corona situation, it's a microcosm. When you spread news, when you spread negative news, you understand what I'm saying? What you're doing, you're spreading a dark cloud, right? And you got access to 5,000 friends. This person got access to 5,000 friends. You put up that bullshit ass status. It's essentially like you're making it cloudy. You understand what I'm saying? You're making it cloudy. You're making it rain. You're making people feel down. You understand what I'm saying? So when we spread that positive energy, you understand? When we spread the positive news, because there's a majority of positive stories from this situation, or else there wouldn't be 98% of motherfuckers recovering from this shit. When you spread that positivity, that's like them clouds clearing. You understand what I'm saying? That's like that sunlight starting to hit. And then you see more positivity on your timeline. And people feel more encouraged and boosted up. And people start to recover from shit. You know what? I'm not dealing with this shit alone. I can fucking live through this shit because I seen this person survive. I seen this person survive. I seen a lady that was 103 years old survive. You know what I'm saying? There's so much positive shit. There's so many motherfuckers surviving from this shit. That's why they lying. And they got the fake dummies. They got the dummies in the hospitals, you know what I mean, pretending like they're dead bodies. That's why they lying. Motherfuckers, people die from pneumonia, heart attacks, probably from fucking car accidents. And if they happen to have COVID, they say, oh, that was COVID-19. They got to fucking boost their stats and pad their stats and exaggerate their numbers just to perpetuate the fucking fear. You know what I mean? And if you get mad at me because I'm trying to perpetuate positivity, whose side are you really on, man? You get mad at me because I'm trying to uplift people and give people confidence. Whose side are you really on? I'm not telling people to get around each other. I'm not telling people to have groups. If that was the case, I would have been trying to do like secret comedy shows and shit like that. I'm not doing none of that shit. But at the same time, I'm telling people to keep an open mind, be productive, go outside, get your necessary sunlight, take a ride around the block, fucking ride a bike, just stay away from groups of people. That's all I'm saying. You know? And the main thing, yo, take care of your immune system and spread positivity. Clear all this cloudy darkness with some bright, positive news. And hopefully I encouraged y'all, I inspired y'all. If y'all not fucking with me, you already know what to do. You can unsubscribe, you can leave. That's not going to change my positive mindset. You being mad at me is not going to cure this situation. But me feeling good about myself is inspiring other people and it's making people feel good about themselves. And that's all pretty much I had to say. I'll holler at y'all. Hashtag everybody need more green. I'm late as hell with this delivery.